What is going on, everybody? Good morning to everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Go Veer, Go Home, and this is Sunday Brunch Builds. So this week, I'm just going to turn my laptop a little bit so I can see the chat here. They make it like that. How's it going? Brad from Barhaven, how's it going? And Lucas Model Trains, thanks for joining us. All right, so we're going to continue from last week. I've got the Walther's kit here, the Coke Oven and Quench Tower kit. Just going to stand that up so you guys can see. So that's what I've been working on. I started last week, and I'm going to continue on today. The other day, I felt really ambitious, and I had nothing to do. So I went ahead and I built the Larry car. And I'm a little disappointed because the instructions did say that it comes with grab irons. Did not come with grab irons. I checked the box and whatnot, and yeah, there was no grab irons. So a little disappointed. The detail is still there. I mean, you know, there's a little bit of design to it, right? Nothing too crazy. Went together fairly simple, and it comes with the couplers. You can see the nice couplers there, and they're the same ones that Walther's always uses. Same with the wheel sets here. It did come with metal wheels as well. I don't know if they sold these cars separately, but it would be nice if you could buy these cars separately so you can have a couple. But yeah, I just got the one. And then for the top there, there's also this car here. Now this thing was a little bit more on the difficult side to put together, and I'm going to show you why. So there's wheel sets on the bottom there, and I'm assuming that they're supposed to be free rolling, but they do not roll. They would not even stay in place. So I had to actually glue them in. I won't be moving this car anyways, so it's not really a huge deal. And there's a bit of undercar detail as well, which is neat, right? But at the same time, you know, how much of this are you going to see? So this part is done, and there's a little cabin here that goes right up here, but I didn't attach it yet because what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this separately, and it has little windows on it. There's a door with a window, and I had to put the little piece of glass in there. And yeah, so I'm going to paint this, paint that, put the thing inside, and then I'm going to attach it after. And I think there's a couple more detail parts that do go on top, but I mean, I can always do that at any time. Hey Perry, how's it going? All right, so I'm going to crack this thing back open here, and I'm basically done with that car. And as far as most of this stuff goes, okay. Just thinking here how I can do all this and what exactly I'm going to do. So last week I got these main structures built. So there's those, this girder structure, and then this is a main building as well. I think this goes underneath one of these, I'm pretty sure, like that. But I'm not at that point yet. I just wanted to build the bigger buildings and then kind of build onto them somehow. Oh yeah, so usually for these builds, if anybody is building something or if you're working on your layout, I usually allow people to join as long as you keep it railroad related. I'll put the link in the chat there. Here we go. Also, if anybody would like to become a supporter, I've got Patreon, and you can become a monthly supporter. And there's different tier levels, and and that goes back into the channel as well. So if you guys do want to become a supporter, now would be the time, because I'm going to do contests and giveaways exclusively for my patrons. And because there's not a lot of them, it gives you a better chance. So, and if you just want to get some cool merch, I do have a Teesprings store where you can just buy a shirt or a hoodie or a mug and show your support, show your love. There we go. Alrighty, cool. So I'm gonna get building here, and I'm gonna put the camera down a bit. Whoop. There we go. So you guys can see what I'm working on. All right. Got a bit more. I don't have any onesies yet. Should I? Should I have onesies? No, I would like to keep it simple. Just t-shirts, hoodies, and there's a mug. Yep. Just normal everyday stuff. So there's a lot of these elevator parts here, you know, with the supports and whatnot, but I don't need to do those right away, because when I do put it together, I'm going to put it on a piece of foam core board, and then when it's all placed and everything on the foam core board, I would glue it down, and then I can add the grain elevators at that point. But it's not a huge deal right this second, so I'm not in a hurry to do that side of it. So there's some extra parts here for the Larry car and whatnot, so I'll add those later. And of course, yeah, the plexiglass here. That's as much as they give you for a window. Alrighty. So, if I'm taking a look at these pieces here, I need to find part numbers 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. So I gotta find all those from 52 to 56. And as we established last week, they have been putting all the numbers on the actual pieces, which I think is odd, personally, but it is what it is. So you gotta adapt. And will I be able to find these pieces? Probably, hopefully. I'd like to think so. But it is going to be a pain. Okay, I found part number 56, which is good. And I dropped my knife, so there we go. Okay. I'm also going to grab my... When I did all my cleaning last week, I gathered all my important tools, the ones that I use the most, especially for shows like this, and I put them in my little drawer here with my files and my 100 X-Acto knives and whatnot, so that it's all here and ready to go, and I don't have it all laying out here, so I have more room. So if it looks like I have more room, that's probably why. Okay. Hopefully it is a nice day out there. There we go. Tilted my screen. The reflection. I couldn't see the chat because of the reflection. Another kit came in for me on Thursday. Nope, Friday. Sorry. So I'm very excited to get more kits built. Neat. Okay. Is that locked in now? I guess that's... Oh, okay. No, it's not locked in yet. And then, yes, I've got to find the 53s and all that. I think that's all these parts here. Yeah, because this is all brick. 55, and that's 55. So we'll clip that because it has a big doorway and a little doorway. Also, watch for my layout update. It's already filmed and edited. I just have to upload it. I'm not sure if I was going to post that today or wait till tomorrow. I might wait till tomorrow, but yeah, just keep an eye out for it. Lots of cool new things around the layout that you'll be able to see if that sort of thing interests you. And yeah, lots more to go too. So. All right, so 53, I need 53 times 3. 53, 53, and 53. So let's see. Perry has an order coming from Otter Valley. It should be here Tuesday. Oh, are you going to do an unboxing video? I'd like to see that. I always like seeing you when you do your unboxing videos. You always get like the neatest stuff. So that's something that we can all look for. Hillbilly Railroad, how are you today? Thanks for joining us. On this beautiful Sunday morning that I almost slept in on. I was up all night, or a good portion of the night. So it, yeah, super tired, but it's all good. And there's a piece here with the number 252. Is it 52? Yeah, 52. Okay, so I've got a few pieces here that are good to go. I just got to figure out how they get attached, and then we'll see for sure. Oh, it's Luca's birthday today. Happy birthday. Are you one? Are you two? No, it's fine. You don't have to tell us. But happy birthday, though. I have several rules for my birthday. 1, never work on your birthday. That's my only rule. I try to take it off every year so that I don't ever have to work. That's the key. Okay, so I do want to be able to take this out after. Whoops. So what I'm going to do is that I'm not going to glue it to the structure because this is all brick here, right? So this is going to be one color, this will be another color, and it slides in like that, but, and there's a but, I cannot attach them together. So I'm going to do this ever so carefully. And it doesn't look like there's a specific side to this. It's just one side has 2 of those 53s and one has a 52 on one side. So I guess I just pick a side, and it is what it is at that point. I'm just going to glue it to this grayish piece here. That way I can just remove that piece and it'll bring all these legs with it. The building that I am working on is it's a coke oven and Quench tower. It's part of the steel mill series from Walthers. There's also, it comes with like a Larry car, and then there's this car here which goes on. There's a top part, and there's rails, and then you just move it along the rails there. It doesn't move at all. For that simple fact, it doesn't really matter about that car. But yeah, so it's a really neat building. It's one that when I had seen it a long time ago, like this was like getting into the hobby when it was considered to be the Ashland steel mill series kits. It was one that I personally wanted to do. So it's nice that they did a rerun of the steel mill series. And I'm lucky enough to be able to add it to my layout. So that's fun as well. And if I turn it this way, it would technically be on this one, I think. So this is the wall here that's a little different than the other ones, because there's like a little bar that comes up halfway through the. Now, if this is your first time here watching this, every Sunday, 10 a.m., depending on if, there's any issues or whatever, because, life happens sometimes. It's, it's a whatever thing. But I come on here and I go for about an hour to 2 hours from, 10 to 12, more or less. And I just build kits. Last month, I did the... Can you remember the name of it? Anyways, I did another building from the steel mill series, and yeah, now I'm doing this one. I've got all 5 kits, so it'll keep me busy for a while. And I've also started collecting the ethanol series buildings, which have been long out of production. I'm talking about like at least 9 years out of production, and I've found so far 6 out of 7 kits, and I have 3 right now, and I have 2 more that are getting shipped out this week. So very exciting. I might take a break from the steel mill for the month of July. So in July, I'll do an ethanol building kit series building. Yeah. Once I figure out, how I'm painting those ones, because I did have them in the past, and I did paint them a specific way where it was like a green roof with the white sides. I think I'm going to do them a little bit different this time around, because I don't want to just do the same thing over and over again, right? That would be boring. So I'm going to try a couple of things and see what works. Scour the internet for ideas. I do have a good idea of how I want to paint it. I'm thinking, let's say if this is a building, I would do, instead of the white sides, I would do red sides. And then instead of a green roof, I would do a white roof or a whitish silver. And yeah, do that with all the building kits. So I'm doing this one upside down right now because it's easier to do certain things when it's upside down. Okay, so if that's there, then this goes here. Cool. Okay, and then there's supposed to be another wall here, number 54, which is this one right here. I can tell by looking at it, and also it has the number 54 on it. Usually the easiest way to tell. Now, along with these big series kits that I'm doing, I have a whole downtown section that I also have to do. So that means I'm going to be getting some other types of buildings as well. And this will include a couple of the Merchant's Row kits, the Dairy Queen, the more modern Dairy Queen. I also want to do a car dealership, so I'm thinking about the Ford car dealership, but I might change it from Ford to something else. I don't know. And let's see, what else was I thinking? Yeah, that's about it. But that's all I've got so far. That's all I got planned. So taking one step at a time, but I'm getting pretty close now to being able to go back to hardware stores. So I'm going to be doing a lot more work as of next week on my second level. See if I can get that done by the end of the month. I do need to order more track, which is Doesn't take much. Hey Eminem, how's it going? He's upstairs. What we had to do with him is that because there's, this place is like Grand Central Station and whatnot. For the next week or so, he does have to be kind of contained to a space that is his technically. So he's up in the kids' room right now. He's being kind of a handful, gotta be honest. But that's to be expected when you bring a new animal into a home, right? So now you can't go within, 5 feet of him or he hisses at you because he's still getting used to everything. He mostly hides, which is normal. Again, it's to be expected, right? Hopefully by next month he'll be roaming around like he owns the place. It'll give Alexis a run for her money. And for those people who would like some context, I did adopt a new pet family member. And it is a cat. And that's what Mark is talking about. We brought him home yesterday, and he's adjusting. It's going to take a bit, but hopefully I can introduce you guys soon. Yes, King Midas. That's what we'll be referring to him as. The only thing he touched that turned to gold was our hearts. That's going to be his pickup line. All right, so these walls are good. And they're not attached to this. So once they dry-ish, I will be able to remove this piece, and that can get painted totally separately from the I-beams here. Again, still waiting on paint, but I'm sure won't be too much longer. That completes that section except for the door. 93 and 94. Where's 93 and 94? 93 and 94. I don't know, it's around here somewhere. You just have to believe me. Oh, it's upside down. There we go. Okay. I can add the doors in after. They're probably not brick, so I'll just paint those separately and then have at it later. Okay, so that will go at the end of that piece because most of that is brick as well, so I can probably even attach that to there. Let's move to the roofing sections for these. Well, I'm just going to pick one and do the roof section for that, just because. You know, for some things, it's nice to be able to just order it online and either have it shipped to you or just to, you know, drive up. Like Michael's, whenever I need craft supplies, Michael's is doing it right. But unfortunately, some things like Home Depot, where if you need plywood and you can't fit it in your your you know, your small car, then you're kind of, you know, SOL basically. But I did order lumber from them, like a 2x4 and some of the other wood that I use. And you know what? They bundled it up so nice. They you know, taped it so it wouldn't fly anywhere, in a perfect rectangular shape. So you know the guy was good at Tetris. So that I appreciate, because normally when I go in to get regular lumber, like these 8-foot long pieces, you know, there's no bundling it together. It flops about. So I appreciate that. Hey, Tristan, thanks for joining us today. But yeah, most stuff, I mean, like all my kits and whatnot, I order online. It's just easier. 68, which is probably somewhere 68. Yep, 68 and 68. So that's both sides. So again, what I'm going to do with these here is that I'm going to attach the roof sections to just the roof sections, if that makes sense. And then I will be able to lift off these roof pieces, paint them, and then just glue them back. It really depends on the individual piece though, because if there's nothing that it can sit on or support it, then I have to leave it off. So there are those middle sections there, which I do believe, yeah, they're metal as well. 64, 61. I don't see it. It'll be here somewhere. $64, and I'll make this one 64 and 65. Oh, 66, 60, 64 and 63. There we go. Okay, so there's 63. So while I'm building this kit, I'm going to tell you a little bit about another kit that I'm working on. It's not a kit like this, so it's a scratch build that I was working on, and it's the building for my lumber, or my beaver lumber facility that I have going on here. So yesterday I added a loading dock on the inside because one of the doors are open. And I added gooseneck lights just over other receiving doors. I was able to add some roof pieces there to support the overall roof that sits on top. So they're just, it's like cross bracing basically. And that'll help the roof from caving in. And then there's a couple of other lights as well that I'm adding to it, like on the inside. Tristan, are they brass? I know it's a silly question, but Okay, so these here, what I can do is I can attach that on either side, because they'll get painted just like that. The problem is that that's all going to be roof. So yeah, they make that a little bit more difficult, but nothing that I haven't dealt with before. And I don't believe that there's a specific way that this is supposed to go on. I can just kind of add that like that. Whoop. Okay. Ooh, scary Rapido stuff. I like the sound of that. New trains are always fun. Yes, even Walmart does a decent curbside pickup. The problem is that the one that's by my house, they don't have groceries. Mind you, what does groceries have to do with this? Because we're talking about that. But as far as the curbside pickup goes, like I've ordered a bunch of stuff from them. The website is more of a pain than anything because not every location has the same stuff that it shows on the website, so it's not great. But yes, being able to go and just sit there while somebody else loads up your car with groceries, it feels right. It's just the bee's knees. So a section like this here, I'll probably have to spray all this and then tape it off and then spray this top section here separately. And then I'll spray these separately from all of this, and then I will glue them on like that, because that's how it'll go, right? So, or will it? I don't like that. I don't like how there's like a little lip there. Do I cut that off? I feel like I'm supposed to. It doesn't look like it, but I feel like I'm supposed to. Oh, there we go. Just kind of have to squeeze it in there. Yeah, and then it'll just sit on there, and then all you do is you glue it in place after. But it's fairly straightforward. So set those pieces aside, and then I've got this one here, which goes on this side. So that's got to be attached. This glue is amazing. Tamiya. And this is the quick set, extra thin cement glue. So it latches on, and it melts the two pieces together, which it helps if if you've got a big building to do and you don't want to wait around for little pieces and all that. Okay, see, there we go. That's all I want to do for that. I've got the side roof pieces, but then there's number 67, number 60, 67, which are these two pieces. Now I will glue these two together so they will make almost like a little L shape. And then that way they are good to go as well. So I'm just going to cut. So now there's a little lip on the inside. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. There you go. And then that'll go right there. It'll go on the bottom to kind of hold it from falling downward. And when I do this with both pieces here, it'll help so that I can glue the top for them. Whoop. Glue these top pieces like this, and then they would go on there like that. So I just got to line those up. And hopefully this holds. I mean, I could probably just glue these two pieces on because this whole top section here is separate anyways from the bottom part. So it's not really a huge deal. Because if I tape it off, I'm taping it off from here up anyways. So I think that might be a good idea. Okay, so yeah, that'll hold like that. And it's totally separate in the sense where this line right here, I just got to tape it off, and then I can paint the top separately from the bottom. So that works. So that would complete that part. Most of this now is painting, I feel, you know. Makes it a little bit more difficult, of course, with needing to paint certain parts and not having that paint, but it is what it is, right? So that will go along there, and I'm pretty sure I can attach those together because those would be all one part. Yeah, and then this one here just shows that this would be attached up here like that, which is kind of odd because it's, you know, there's no lip there holding that, so that's kind of odd. It just gets glued on like that. I'd glue that together, but I feel like it would be much easier if it was done separately. So why don't I do, where's that other piece? There we go. This is all one thing here. This ordeal, this is separate, and it's going to be like a concrete color anyways, because it's a little concrete fixture. And the sprues are garbage. This piece is separate from the main building. Okay. So this is another, it's this base here, I probably won't be attaching the overall walls to yet anyways, because it looks like I'm supposed to put rails going through here. Number 84. Where is it that it talks about 84? Okay, so yeah, so it says that you want to, or it says when installing tracks on the grate and crusher base, first remove ties and secure rails with contact cement. So yeah, the track would go through, I guess, right along these raised sections here. And it gives you these little notches along here. I wonder if ties would fit in there to kind of keep everything aligned. So you just remove a section, you know, which to me that makes sense. But either way, before I add rails, I'd want to paint this, you know, do a bit of weathering on the inside, because if you do see the inside, you don't want it to look like garbage. Hey Tyler, how's it going? We are building kits here. All right. And this is probably going to be another one of those buildings that I just fly through. Because it's literally 4 walls, and then there is a roof section, but the roof looks like almost like a waffly grate type pattern. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, there's one of these. And of course, there's 4 walls, you know, 2 sides, 2 ends, they all look the same. So there's no special treatment that goes into this one here. I don't think. Yeah, no. Nope. So now between, you know, working on the layout and whatnot, and a few other things that I've got on the go, I want to, or I do have a video series that I do have lined up that I'm working on. And if you want to be a contributor to that, so if you've got like a layout, doesn't have to be amazing, doesn't have to be like, you know, amazing, but if you have like a layout that you want to show, or if you have anything else that you would like to contribute as far as maybe if you do weathering, or if you build custom kits, custom buildings, stuff like that, you can always email me. And I'm going to put my email up here in a second. Juvio. Yeah, it looks about right. So you can email me. That's the email address there, gvoafterdark@hotmail.com. And basically, you can send pictures, a brief description of what we're looking at in the pictures. And yeah, we could get featured in the video series that I'll be working on. But I'm still trying to work out the logistics of all of it, I guess you could say. As you guys know, like whenever I plan something out, I try to do it 110, 110%. So if you want to be a contributor to that, then definitely let me know. And then obviously if I need more pictures or anything, then I'll let you know as well. Just put the header for the email as what I'm going to be looking at. So if it's layout pictures or stuff like that, just let me know. The thing with these concrete buildings is that it has such a smooth edge to it. You got to make sure that the whole thing lines up perfectly, or it's not believable. And even painting that won't do a thing for you. So you just got to make sure that it is a very clean edge. Hey Justin, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Those Rapido buses are just about at the at stores. Really looking forward to grab one of those. There's quite a few road names too, and depending on the area that you're doing, like there's the special edition London Transit that OVR is doing. We'll probably end up grabbing either one or two of the Go buses. They look really nice. I think all my buses are from different eras, but I don't even care. They're so neat. I like collecting the different buses. And then I see Iconic Replicas is doing a Canadian National bus. It has the CN noodle on the side of it. It looks really neat. I know nothing about it because I had no idea that CN even had a bus service. Heck, I didn't even know Via had a bus service, and I grabbed that bus. So that's really neat. They had to dig deep for that one. So that's not bad. And then it just sits on here, I'm assuming. Yep. Yeah, it's like a little puzzle piece, right? Yeah, just kind of make it work, right? You got a little bit of everything. As long as it's local to, Ontario, right? I try not to go beyond those four walls. So this is great because I can paint this as it is, right? I can paint this, maybe put like a piece of rail on going right through, maybe from here to here, just like a foot long, right? And then I'll just glue this back on top once the rail's in there, and that'll help it keep its shape. Now there is a little building that does go on the side here as well, and I believe I saw that somewhere on the sprue, and I'm pretty sure it's a little brick house. Oh, really? Oh, that's neat, Perry. Where did you drive the bus, or were you doing other stuff? 86. Okay, so it's not gonna be that one. This one. Think of this. Oh, really? Huh. The CM bus was for Newfoundland when they killed the passenger service. Yeah, I have no idea. There's no way for me to confirm that. I mean, I can probably find it somewhere, somehow, but that's kind of neat there. I don't know if anybody would be doing a Newfoundland train or layout thing where they would need to incorporate a specific Newfoundland bus, but that's still neat. I mean, there's usually a reason why they do these things, right? They have to be able to sell it, right? So I found 86, and I'm assuming that the rest of this, 91, 92, 90, and it's just a matter of finding 41, wherever 41 is. And 90, yeah, 90 was the back of the building. Getting rid of a lot of these little pieces here, that really helps. So I just got to find the roof for that. The roof is somewhere. But I've got the 4 walls here. And I just got to clean those up and then put them together. Hey, Nissy, how are you today? All right, so not a big fan when the parts are like jagged along there. I try to smooth them out as much as I can just to make for a cleaner contact between pieces. But it works itself out, I guess. Alrighty, so I'll get all 4 of these pieces together. They should go together fairly easily. And because it's separate from that and I can kind of piece this together as is like this, I can paint this separately and then just attach it onto the base here, which will already be painted in a different color. It's like a puzzle, you know. You do all the outside to make it easier to size it up, and then you do the inside pieces. I mean, that's how I do a puzzle anyways. But it's worked out for me so far, so can't complain. The problem is that when they tool up something, something like this here. This is the second run of this, like these kits. I'm pretty sure it's only the second, because the first time around they were labeled as the Ashland Steel Mill series, but now it's just the Steel Mill series. I don't know why they changed it from Ashland to just Steel Mill. But yeah, they don't improve on their toolings. If they're gonna tool something, they tool it once and then they will use it until it's no longer good, basically. The same thing goes with like locomotives. Like they've done locomotives, they'll tool up a locomotive. The most that they will do as far as upgrading it or making it better is just adding DCC sound as opposed to it just being a DC model. But you're still getting the same shell, right? That's the tooling right there. And if it doesn't change or if it doesn't improve, then you're basically getting the same thing with maybe like different paint each time. But it is expensive to make the tooling, and that's a big part of that. So if it's something that they've never done before and they're tooling something new, they want to make sure that they can make a number of road names or make interchangeable parts, which is basically what Rapido does. They can make one shell, and then they have all these brass etchings that attach to it, and it can change the road name. Like that's, you can do it per road name. I believe Bowser does that as well. Could have been a copyright thing. I feel like Walters is a lot smarter than that to copyright something or cause that kind of conflict. But who knows? That could have been a one-time thing, and then they wanted to rerun it, but they didn't get the okay to do a second run, so they just said, well, instead of paying royalties, we'll just make more money by not calling it Ashland. And there's all 4 walls. And then that goes on here. I'm not going to leave it on there just in case there is any glue that might be on there that's loose. Move that over to the side so you can see. Whoops. Oh yeah, it's not glued. Duh. Okay. But yeah, so that basically goes there. That goes on there. And I got to find the little roof thing for it. Number 41. Yeah, I'm not going to find it and all that. Unless. So these are the great things that they go in here. And I could probably paint this whole thing black. Because that's what that's what I would paint them as. And then I can just pop them out and put them in. See, all these. So I'll paint that all black, this whole thing, sprue by itself. And then they go on the inside here, like on little, almost like little roof, angled roof patterns. I have to go back a little bit here. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I will assemble those. They're pretty big pieces. And that is number 14, most likely. Number 14, yeah. So that's another thing here for this. It recommends that you get code 70 rail. I use that for bridge track mostly, so I'm pretty sure Micro Engineering has some. And then yeah, so the it would go along here, and then this car sits on here, and it moves like that. It actually goes a bit further, but it's weird that it's all like this kind of brick pattern. I feel like that would be a weird construction if that was real life. Just saying. Especially also because it's like raised up, right? So. Hey Brandon, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. And there's these side pieces, which are labeled as number 12 and number 13. So number 13 will be closest to me here, so that'll be this one. All right, so does it tell me? It does not tell me. There's a specific way that these gotta go, right? So I'm assuming either this way or the other way, and I'm pretty sure, knowing me, because it doesn't tell you, like it doesn't show you or anything. It's kind of a pain if you think about it, because it almost looks the exact same, almost, except you see the two lines at the top that go across the top, and then there's one line down at the bottom. It does not show you here. Oh, kinda. Okay, there's two lines. Okay, I do see that now. Okay, so then it goes like this. I lied. I'm just tired. That's my excuse. I'm tired. And then this here, so there's a whole bunch of little pipe circles. They have to go on the opposite side. So this will connect here, like so. Oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe I should do that first, possibly. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna make this rectangular shape first, because it looks like it'll piece it together a lot better. Okay, with the two lines at the bottom, and we need number 10, which is none of those. Number 10, none of those. Is it this one? Number 10, yay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have that one too, Perry. Shows like ethanol, paper, steel, shows you the kits. I showed that on the last GVO After Dark show, because I was really I was taken back by it. So it's a good book. Another thing I love about the Walthers kits is that the plastic they use, it bonds really well. There's some kits that they just do not, like, the glue just does not work all that well with it. But I'm really happy that these work really well. I wonder if this goes like, yeah, I don't know. And it happens. Thursday nights are kind of weird, but I mean, I'm off Wednesday, Thursdays, and I work evenings, so that's just kind of how that played out. And then there's like so many other live shows during the week that it's, you hate to step on toes, right? Like no one owns like time slots, but at the same time, we're all a community and we all get along in that aspect where if someone says, well, I'm doing a live show at this time, then we're all usually there for that live show at that time anyways. So why would you try to compete, right? And I'm pretty sure GVO won't be getting cable access TV anytime soon. So, but reality shows where people are, pitted against themselves in a dating thing. Now that people love watching that for some reason. Mind you, the what is it? I correct me if I'm wrong. Is it called Mighty Machines? They did a whole thing on different train, different railroads. They did one on the Canadian, which is the Via Rail, and then they also did one on the Alaska Railroad as well. The other one I liked was the train for the Outback for in Australia, where they take a ride on that and it stops like halfway through the Outback and it's like pitch black and you can't go out too far because there's like wild animals out there and you're like, yeah, you might not come back. So that was cool to see. I've always wanted to go to Australia, except for the spiders, GVO on TVO. Ha. Terrible. Usually I'm the one making the corny jokes, but I guess that's what happens when, you know, you get beat to the punch. Oh well. Hey, Wicked Insanity, how's it going? Yeah, Mighty Trains. Yeah. So yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was a good show. I really enjoyed it, and obviously, you know, Jason's got to get out in on that run, right? And they show some of the models of the Canadian as well. That's an iconic train for sure. So. Chores. Ugh. I think I'm supposed to cut the lawn. I don't remember if it's today or tomorrow. I just kind of do it whenever. The back lawn grows way faster than my front yard, so and we never really go out the back. The dog goes out the back, but we don't really go out the back. Number 9. Number 9 with 2 holes in it. Okay, maybe it doesn't have 2 holes in it. But it has 2 little things there. So I have no idea what they are. So that'll get attached to there. It's like an extension almost. And there should be 2 sides for it, number 5 and number 6, which could be these, number 5 and number 6. There we go. And that's another sprue down. Also, always make sure to recycle your sprues because it is pure plastic. So I always save them and put them in my recycle bin. Yeah, it's empty. Now, also, some people do use them for piping. I could totally make a long pipe section out of this one here, but I don't need any piping yet. So, and I know that there's going to be tons more kits. So, Not a huge deal. Oh yeah, I guess you could do some roof piping and whatnot with it. Makes sense. Okay, so I've got number 6, which is supposed to be on this side, which will go yaw like that. And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to line up with that. Okay, so that makes sense. So if I do that, should be fairly even. I haven't had any issues yet, Perry, with the plastics. So I don't know. I can't even tell you what it's like outside right now. I basically woke up, got out of bed, and came right downstairs. And I was already, I tried to set up the night before, so I was already good to go, basically. But, yeah. It's getting hot out. Oh, good. I mean, either way, right? I'm done here at 12, and then it's probably just hangout day. Not much going on otherwise, besides the fact that I work at 4. So I've got a good 4 hours after I'm done here. I'll probably go spend some time with the new cat, just so that he can kind of get used to me and whatnot. Yeah. Have some lunch, probably. Lunch sounds awesome right about now. See, so that's neat there, right? Because, it has a little lip on it, right? So to complete the extension, once I paint this, I can sit that in there and glue that down, and then this piece is good to go, right? What I like to do is that, let's say, for example, if I have a bunch of pieces that I need painted black like this, I'll put them all in my spray booth all at one time, do all the black. All those pieces are done. I'll take all my concrete colored stuff, put those in, I'll probably do, just like that. So that's why I kind of set it off to the side. This here will go with this stuff. And, do all the concrete colored stuff. Let that dry. And then after I come back and I piece everything together beyond that, then I will take it back in and I'll do the doll coat over it. I got a Rapido Via F7 coming from Otter Valley. Oh, those are nice. M&M Rails has one. Mark has one. And then I've got two in the Ontario Northland. And I love them. They run really well together. And I'm hoping to get an F9 A and B unit soon, hopefully. But I don't have a lot of the, I don't have any of the blue passenger cars. So hopefully if they do another run of the Super Continentals or smooth sides, that I can get some coach cars. Because I do like running the appropriate cars with the appropriate locomotive. And that's kind of the extent of my prototypical, train running, is that, besides my little testings that I do, because I know you guys see those videos where it's like I have an Ontario Northland locomotive pulling a Go Transit car, and I'm really just testing the track, But when I'm running trains, I'll have a Go locomotive pulling my Go cars, my F40s pulling my LRCs, or my silver cars, the rib sides. Okay, so there's a piece here. It's telling me that is probably this one. Yep. So it's this one here. And there's supposed to be 5 pieces of what looks like the girder metal that are supports for it. And there's 5 pieces that look exactly the same. So if I can find them, which that's probably it there. Gotta check number 58. Number 58, yes. And there's supposed to be 5 of them, but I've only found 3 here. So that means there's 2 more that are lingering. Won't need that anytime soon. And here's another 3. So they actually give you 6, but you only need 5 of them. So what I would do in a case like that is if I've got extra, because I've got a scrapyard, I could probably take that extra I-beam and put that in the scrapyard somewhere, just as decoration, really. But I'm going to make sure the kit is fully done first before I start making calls like that, right? I don't want to put that aside and then I can't find it, and then I'm like, guess I shouldn't have done that. But Walthers is notorious for putting extra pieces that you don't need in your kit, which I guess does help for scratch building. So if you're like, or kit bashing. So yeah, that does help. But then there's the times where I get a kit and I'm missing pieces. So like Perry, that the engine shed that you have, now you did a custom job and you extended it and whatnot. But when I got it, because I had that kit a good 5 years ago, there was not enough vents that were included to complete the top of the thing. And I was like, oh, that's not cool. I mean, like, I need more vents to be able to finish this. So it had an odd number of vents on the top, and I wasn't completely thrilled, and whatever. Things happen, I guess. And then, yeah, when I got my lumber mill kit there, I think you guys remember that. It was because it was like literally back in December or January, I can't remember. And it's supposed to come with the 2 sheds, the concrete slabs, a little building, and then all the little lumber pieces. Well, a whole building, like the whole sprue that would have the little building on it, was not in the box. So, I mean, you know, it's a case like that where, yeah, I called Walters, and they had one shipped out to me. It took about a month and a half to 2 months to get that piece, but still got it. So, oh wait, no, that one was quick. It was the switch machine that took like 2 months to get. Yeah, because I got a faulty switch machine, and yeah, I called that one in as well, and that took like 2 months to get here because they kept. I don't even know what happened, but it was a pain. But such is life, right? And I still haven't installed it yet. It's like back there somewhere. Just been so busy with like 50 other things that installing a switch machine was just not on my list this year. Although I do need to get a bunch for the second level in order to have that a little bit more operational. The problem that I'm facing with those is that I need the push buttons to make them work. And they are ridiculously hard to find. And right now I have, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have like 9 or 10. Yeah, I have about 10, 11. Do I have more? No, I think I have about 11 or 12 buttons, and I cannot find any more. It's been months since I've been able to find them, and it's a specific button. It's the 2-way light one. I wonder if I can. Does this reach over here? Oh, yes, it does. So if anybody sees any of these anywhere, please let me know. Basically, it's green and orange. So when it's lit up, right, that'll be green. And then you push the button because there's a little red button there, and then that one turns off, and then that one turns on. It's like $10 for one of these. It's crazy, but you know, it makes my life easier. So if anybody sees any of those, please let me know, because I need like a bunch. They're Walthers. They go with the Walther switch machines. Walters is okay. Like I said, it took like 2 months to get a new replacement switch machine. Like they troubleshoot with you first. Mind you, my job is troubleshooting, so I basically had everything covered as far as what you could do. Yeah, it's what I do for a living. So that was basically everything they asked me. I was like, done, didn't work, nope. And they're like, we don't even want it back. We'll just, give us your address and we'll have one shipped out to you. Perfect. But yeah, it just took them forever to get it out the door. So again, it's not like, I need this thing like yesterday. I have way more patience than that. So just had to wait a couple of months for it. But anything else that I've ever had, or needed replacement parts for, they've been pretty good. Oh, really? I so want to go to the Walthers headquarters just because I'm such a huge fan of Walthers. I did the same thing with the Rapido. I went to the Rapido headquarters in Markham, Ontario, and made sure we got the tour, more or less. But yeah, no, it was awesome. Hey, Robert, how's it going today? We are working on a kit. This is from the Ashland Steel Mill series. I don't know why I still call it Ashland when it's renamed, but yeah, it's this Walthers Steel Mill series. This is the Coke Oven, Quench Tower kit. Coke Oven, Quench Tower, Larry, and Quench cars kits. Got the Quench cars done, the Larry car done, and I've got a good portion of the building. As you can see, all these parts here in front of me, a lot of it is glued together, but I have to paint a lot of it before it can be fully completed. Yeah, it's a work in progress. It's my bread and butter right here. I love building kits, so. I didn't get this all done today. Some of these were already done from the other day, but I did get the bottom part of this building put together. That whole piece comes out, and then this whole piece here, and this building here. I'm trying to get all the big stuff done so that I can kind of get those painted and then piece everything together and add on all the detail parts and all that. Because most of the time I'll use spray paint for the main sections of the building, and then for detail parts I use like a little paintbrush, like fine detail. And now I did mention it earlier, but for those who are in now, I do have a layout update video that I will be posting or uploading at some point today or tomorrow. So watch for that. It's already done. I just gotta upload it. So lots of new stuff on the layout and lots of scenery and stuff done. I seem to be getting a lot of really good feedback from the Thursday night Third Rail Thursdays that we do, where Mark, M&M Rails, and Dave Coe and myself, we usually take turns every Thursday night doing a live where we're running trains or working on the layout. This past Thursday, I did a whole bunch of static grass, and I finished up my road area for like the entry to the lumber mill. And I did a mail call as well during the live. That was good. So I'm really enjoying those because I think that you guys enjoy them too. So at least that's the feedback I get. Yeah, life tends to happen, unfortunately, and yeah, it's life is unpredictable sometimes. Try to do the best we can with the hand that we're dealt. That's just kind of how it goes, right? Just kind of piecing things together here just to see how they're going to go. See all these little, I don't know if you can or not, there's little lips on there, and all these I-beams actually sit on there, and it supports that. And I'm pretty sure that this slides into here. So it makes it a really long kit, right? Which is really neat. There's a number of different elements to this that I really have to give it the once over just to make sure that when I'm painting it, it makes sense, and I gotta keep the continuity between all the parts, right? So if it's metal, it's metal. I've been using a lot of this oxidized red for my steel mill kits because I feel like it looks the best, which is pretty close. It's pretty close to that color. Normally, when you look at a building kit on the front, like on the front of a Walthers package, the color that you see it as is, not painted. It's basically they took it out of the sprue, they put it together, they cleaned it up, and then that's what you get. So by this here, it kind of gives you an idea of how to paint it, especially if you don't want to make it look like it is on the box. So yeah, it's true. A lot of the dollar store paints I use as well. I get the black, water it down, and use it as a wash. The same with the white. I use the yellow as like a caution yellow sometimes. What else? Oh, I use the brown, and I paint my layout with the brown, like under the grass and all that. So I don't know. Oh, you can't really see it, but yeah. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's more of what color does it say it is? Not chocolate brown, but like something like that. And yeah, that's I paint that on the foam or the wood or on the cork before I ballast over it or put the grass, the turf stuff over it. Is there any cornerstone shop building 2 kits that can be added to the cornerstone shop? So most of those buildings, the shop kits, you can make them as wide as you want. So it allows you to go from a 3 stall to a 6 stall or a 9 stall just by adding kits side by side. I've done it where I've made it a 3 stall but too long. And I even did it as a backdrop building. So it was 1 kit and I made it twice as long, but I had some extra parts. So burnt umber. That's the color brown that I use. It's the brown it's not a chocolate brown. It's more like a burnt umber. I mean, it looks like a bright brown until it dries, and then it looks like mud. So yeah, the making the buildings a little bit wider it's really nice, and it adds a nice effect, especially if you have one of those. Walter, I mean, it's out of production, so if you find one, then you're lucky. But it's a transfer table, and the transfer table will work behind a set of 3 stalls, and then they also offered an extension kit, which, the more extension kits you get, the wider it goes. So basically, if this is your transfer table, right, you go in just like on a turntable, and instead of the turntable turning like this, it goes like this, right? So if there's 1 track here, 1 track here, and 1 track here, you go in and you go to the middle, and then you can come out that way. The transfer tables are really nice, but again, very hard to find. And not just the transfer table, but the extension kits. So if you do plan on doing something like that, that's typically what you would see in a larger setting like that, as opposed to like a turntable, which is more or less for a round house. Yeah, Trains by Perry has a really good one that he has. He came on the show last week, so if you could even look back to last week's Sunday Brunch build kits, and he shows off one of the building. Well, actually, he showed off a couple that are exactly what you're looking to do. And he did a bang up job on those. I can tell you right now. Mind you, whenever I look for something, it seems like people have a secret eBay thingy that I never get. Walters HO scale transfer table. There's one that is. It looks like it's just for parts. Yeah, I don't see any other transfer tables. Nope. Oh wait. No. Sorry, the picture was really small. Unfortunately, no. I don't see any. You can take a look. Again, long out of production, but sometimes, if you're lucky, if you have the option to go to train shows, I take it by Ontario Railfan Productions. You're in Ontario, so the next train show that I'm aware of will be in Belleville, which is first week of December. So if that happens, then check your train shows. That's where you'll find something like that. How long ago did you get that, Perry? I mean, I don't doubt anything from being, it's not impossible. I mean, with the fact that I'm finding these ethanol kits after 9 years, like I don't doubt that you can still find one. It's just it's not easy. Check your online forums as well. I did a lot of reaching out on the Facebook groups. That's how I found a good portion of the Walthers kits. Some people tend to buy kits and they put them away and they never end up using them. Life happens, things get boxed up, and then eventually they sell things off. But yeah, if somebody has it and you're looking for it, it's not impossible to find. That's basically what happens. And in some cases, some shops that might not see a lot of foot traffic, they might have one hidden somewhere in the store. Ontario Railfan, what area are you in? Because if you're in Ontario and let's say you're in the Mississauga area, one store that I would recommend to go check would be Panther Hobbies. They do primarily have a lot of N-scale stuff, but they're Oakville. Okay, yeah, not too bad, because the drive from Oakville to Mississauga is not bad. But yeah, if you locate Panther Hobbies, they're in Mississauga. Yeah, they've got some neat stuff there. And if you want to see a really cool N-scale layout, ask them and they'll take you into the back room. Sounds sketchy, but I mean, in this whole train, community thing, it's not that bad. Because that's normally where they keep all the layouts anyways. But yeah, they might have something like that. I know that they have tons of shells for locomotives, and they got some hard to find stuff. They used to go to train shows a lot when it did happen, but obviously last couple of years, not so much. But yeah, they've got a lot of new and used stuff. Mostly used, but that's why I think it would be very, very beneficial to go check them out, just in case. You never know. Even if it's not brand new in box, doesn't mean it doesn't work. We'll call that previously loved. All right. Well, it's about that hour. We're looking at 12:01. Whoop. 12:01. I've been to Panther Hobbies. Oh, I've been there since 2016. Haven't been there since, but hopefully go again. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about then. Like if you've been there, I mean, I've been there. Well, it's been a couple of years since I've been as well, and seeing as how I just mostly order my stuff online anyways, I never really have the need to go. So, but part of that whole thing I was telling you guys about earlier with sending, if you've got layouts and whatnot, or projects that you're working on, or if you do detailing and stuff, part of that series that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going to different train stores. I'm going to do tours of them and show you guys what they've got, and all the different variety, if you will. They're out there. Sometimes they're hard to find, but they are out there. So again, for that, you can always email me, GVO After Dark, if there's a specific train store that you want me to highlight or you want me to visit. That can be, something else that you send off. And yeah, that's it. That's all for today. It's lunchtime. Go have lunch. Go make a Sammy. 4 foot, 6 foot. Much size. Basically. All right, guys. So today is Sunday. So next Thursday, or this Thursday coming up, we're going to be over on Daveco, Daveco. Look him up on YouTube. He is doing Third Rail Thursday this week. We switched weeks. He normally does the first week, and I do the second week, but he'll be doing it this week. And then the following week we'll be over on Eminem's channel, Eminem Rails. So stay tuned for that. And like I said, I should have my layout update for June, and that's going to be up within, I'm going to say, the next 24 hours. So stay tuned for that. But as always, it's been a slice, and I appreciate everyone coming out and watching and your support, and just having a great time sharing in the hobby. But until next time, yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm going back to bed. Have a good day, everyone.